an increasingly interconnected world, communication gaps between different generations have become more pronounced. Each generation has its own unique slang and cultural references, making it challenging for people of different ages to understand each other. Hi, our names are Irene, Advaita, Mobina, and Maria, and this season we have come together to create GenLink. GenLink is an app that brings different generations together to chat and learn about each other's unique slang and culture. The inspiration for GenLink stemmed from observing the disconnect in communication between generations and the desire to create a platform that fosters understanding and connection across age groups. By leveraging technology, we aim to build a bridge that facilitates meaningful interactions and mutual learning between generations. We saw how people from different age groups struggle to understand each other's language and wanted to fix that. GenLink is inspired by the idea of creating a place where everyone, regardless of age, can hang out and learn from each other.
The goal of GenLink is to create a virtual space where people from different generations can come together to engage in conversations, share experiences, and explore the different types of slang specific to each generation. Through this platform, we aim to promote empathy, understanding, and appreciation for the diverse perspectives of different age groups.
The app is designed to bridge the gap between generations. With our intuitive and elder-friendly interface, GenLink makes it easy for people of all ages to connect and share their experiences. Getting started is simple. Just log in or sign up with a few easy steps. We've ensured the process is straightforward to accommodate all users, especially our elderly community. Once logged in, you'll be prompted to choose the generation you want to explore. This helps tailor the content to your interests and fosters meaningful connections. You can dive into two exciting features from the main menu, the chat box and slang exploration. In the chat box, you'll find various topics to explore, from music and sports to food and travel. Here, you can read about different subjects, post your thoughts, and even search for specific topics. Share your own stories or dive into discussions on topics that matter to you. It's all about connecting through shared interests and experiences. Next, we have slang exploration. Users can upload and explore common slang used by different generations. It's a fun way to learn new lingo and understand the language of another generation. Discover the unique expressions that define each generation and bring a little fun into your interactions. Your profile is your personal space. Here, you see what you have posted, see what you have reposted, and see your share of thoughts on others' posts. It's a space to express yourself and stay connected.
Our theme color, purple, represents wisdom, dignity, and creativity, qualities that are integral to our mission at GenLink. It's a color that bridges the vibrancy of youth and the richness of experience, just like our app. In this app, we used a simple and intuitive interface that caters to users of all ages with clear navigation and minimalistic design. We used inclusive and diverse graphics that represent people from different generations, backgrounds, and cultures to foster a sense of belonging for all users, regardless of their abilities. GenLink is designed for individuals of all ages who are interested in connecting with people from different generations, exploring cultural differences, and expanding their understanding of slang and language evolution. Our target audience includes millennials and Gen Z seeking to learn about the slang of previous generations, baby boomers and Gen X interested in understanding the language of younger generations, families looking for a platform to facilitate intergenerational communication and bonding, educators and researchers studying generational differences and language evolution.
GenLink is more than an app. It's a community. It's about fostering connections, understanding, and mutual respect across generations. Join us today and be part of a journey that brings people closer together, one conversation at a time.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Team Tech Girls. Hey, I think I like your slang your slang feature a lot better than Ron said, Gen Zify. So you sold me. All right. Your first question comes from Judge Daniel. So Judge Daniel, go ahead. What question do you have?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the great presentation. I was thinking about it, and one thing that really stood out to me was how unique the proposal was. I love the fact that you're exploring how to bridge gaps, generational gaps, through language and creating some kind of understanding. But I'm really curious about how you got there. So how did you land on that idea? So how was this process of, examining the problem and then researching, brainstorming together? So how did you land on this specific concept?
Basically, when we thought about this idea, like we thought about our parents because like they didn't know like few words, and like my mom thought LOL means lots of love, but it's laugh out loud, right? So we thought like they have a lot of like generation gap, and like the slang feature can help us like address that issue.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think I agree with that too. And So you just mentioned like a little story where this product could become useful, right? In the context of maybe like a family relations and interactions. Did you guys discuss other types of user stories, like other moments where this app would be really useful?
Well, for the entertainment, I think it's like very useful because, like, sometimes like during the day you feel like, I mean, if you're like a millennial, like from the past generations, you feel like, oh, what do these people mean by like ASL? So you go like, okay, I might like want to search it somewhere. So like we think I mean, that's kind of useful for that one.
And adding on to that, like people in the exact same generation, like if I say like no cap, like some people might know it and some people might not know like what does that mean. So it's kind of like not only related to like millennials, and it also is related to like generations which are like far apart from each other. Like they can also connect through this app and like know about like each other like more and like what's happening.
Oh yes, I can totally relate to that because like you know when you immigrate from a country that like different from an English speaker country like Canada, and you go like, oh, what do they like my friends or classmates mean by this word? So yeah, that's so useful.
That's great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. Mabina, actually, I've been living in Canada for like 40 years and I still don't understand a lot of words. Okay, let's open it up to the judges. Any other questions for follow-up questions for Team Tech Girls? Let me fix that.
Yeah, I also learned a new word, delulu. I didn't
What?
know there was a thing. It meant delusional. So that's great. I really like your app, and I think like your motto, bridging generation gap, one conversation at a time. Have you thought about, older people like boomers and Gen X? They have uh, they have trouble seeing like the small fonts, right? So have you thought about in your design incorporating like an audio feature so they can listen to the word as well, and then also make the fonts bigger? Did you guys think about that in your design? So for the older people to consume, like if they may see Delulu, and then if you say Delulu, and then they'll know, right?
Well, I mean, we didn't really look at that aspect, but yeah, can be a good suggestion. Like you can add that.
Right. Okay. Okay. No, thanks. Yeah, that's great.
For the idea.
I
Sure.
have a question here. I'm curious, like, after seeing your great presentation, after seeing this come together, I'm curious, like, what are some of the challenges that come up? And also, is there anything that you would do differently in hindsight, knowing what you know now?
So okay, the question was, if I got it right, was that like if there was something that we want to do better?
Yeah, it's actually like there's two questions in there. The first one is, what are some challenges that came up during your process of working together, building this design? And then also, based on those challenges, are there any things that you would do differently, knowing what you know now?
Well, for the first question, I can say that so basically the theme was to build an app that like connects the generations together. And so like we have lots of apps out there that like I mean that do the same thing. Like we have Reddit or we have like Quora. So we wanted to like make it make a little bit difference than the other ones that are already out there. So we had to like have meetings or like brainstorm about this one, that like what makes it unique than like the things that are already out there. And like to make it better, I mean, I feel like, learning is a process that never ends, right? So like I feel like as we learn, like as we go, we can always update this and like make it better. Like as one of the judges, Kelvin, just mentioned, we could have added the audio part. And also like, I mean, I feel like as we learn, we can make it better. But I don't know if like there's something Advaita or Maria want to add.
Like, I don't know. I actually no, I don't have anything to add. I agree with Mubina, and yeah, we had some challenges like to maybe with communication, but it's okay, and we solved it really quickly. So yeah, I
Okay.
think.
All right. Wonderful. Yeah, good job. There were some questions from the audience, but it looks like they got addressed. There was a question, what would you do differently if you had more time? I think Mary asked that. But I'm going to bring up a fun one. They want to test your app translation. The question is, what does, I don't even know how to pronounce this, skivity bussin OMG FRFR holo. I can't even read that. So that's a different language completely. So I just brought that up for fun. But good stuff. Thank you, Team Tech Girls. Great presentation. And thank you, judges.